Alright guys, today I want you to understand three things, which is the beginning of chapter 3. It is the measure of center, which we refer to, and there are three measures of center, by the way. They are the mean, which is sometimes referred to as the average. The median stands for the number in the middle. And then mode. Mode rhymes with most, so the data point that occurs most frequently. All these are the measure of the center of our data. So what is the center of our data, you might wonder? Well, the center of our data is basically what we refer to as the average. Each one of these represent an average. However, some are used more frequently, some are not. So how does an average play into our perhaps daily lives? Well, it's really just a number. These are just a number that gives us an indicator of something regarding our data, or perhaps it best estimates our data. So like, for example, the average price of a gallon of gasoline. And that's one of these. That's either the mean, the median, or the mode. Okay? But it kind of gives us an idea that, hey, that's about how much we're paying for a gallon of gasoline. And you probably won't pay at $2.36, but it's going to be pretty close to it. The hybrid car averages 42 miles a gallon. Well, if you own a hybrid car, I don't think you're going to get 42 miles per gallon. You might get a little bit more, you might get a little bit less, but that's the average. It's around there. At least you have an idea of what the distance that you're getting. A survey showed the average shoe size for men is 9. So you can kind of have an idea that most men will wear a shoe size of 9. So the next step is, how do we calculate the average? And remember that there are three types of averages: mean, median, and mode. Let's start with the mode. The mode is the data point that occurs most frequently. So, for example, count the letters in each word of this sentence that I'm reading and give the mode. Alright, so count the letters in each word of this sentence. The word count has 5 letters. The word the has 3, letters have 7, in has 2, and so on and so forth. So I listed the number of words of each letters in this sentence out here, and I want to find the mode, the number of letters that occurs most frequently. So we got how many 5 do we have? We have 1 5s. We have how many 3s do we have? We have 1 3, 3 3s. We have how many 7? We got 1 5, 3 3s, 1 7. How many 2s? How many 2s? 1 2. We got 2 2s. How many 4? We got 1 5, 3 3, 1 7, 2 2, 1 2, 3 4, 5. We got 5 4s. And then we have how many 8? We have one number 8. And I think that's it. So the mode is words with 4 letters. So the mode, our mode, is 4. Okay, and you can kind of clearly see that 4 is the number that occurs most frequently, and that's the mode. Median refers to the number that's really in the middle of our data. So there are a few ways to find the median, and the reason for that is because the median will kind of depend on whether or not your data has an even number of data points or values, or an odd numbers of data value. We're going to talk more about that in a few minutes. But to find the median, which is the number in the middle, you start by ordering the data from smallest to largest. And then you need to determine whether or not you have an odd number of data values or an even number of data values. Let's take a look at example 2 here. So what do barbecue flavored potato chips cost per ounce? Below are the prices per ounce in cents of the rated chips. So there is one brand that costs 19 cents per ounce. There's another brand that costs 19 cents per ounce. There's another brand that costs 27 cents per ounce. There's another brand that costs 28 cents per ounce. 18 and 35 and so on and so forth. So the question is, what is the median? What is the middle value of this data? So we start by, to find the median, we start by rearrange the data from smallest to largest. So I'm going to go, the smallest is 18. The next smallest is 19, 19, followed by 27, 28, and then 35. How many data values do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 data values. N equals to 6. N stands for the number of data values. So we have 6 data values, which is an even number. Okay. So for an even number of data values, the median is the sum of the middle 2 values divided by 2. So what is the middle 2 values? This is the middle 2 values. Okay, those are the middle 2 values. There's 2 at the beginning, from the beginning, and there's 2 at the end. So those 2 are the 2 middle values. The median is right in the middle. That's the median. So we add these up. Sum means you add them up, and then you divide them by 2. Let's do that. So 19, so median is equal to 19 plus 27, and then we divide them by 2. I'm going to go ahead and do that and see what we get. And so we get this value to be 23. In other words, the median is 23 cents per ounce. Okay, very good. All right, so let's also find the median again, but now instead of having 6 data value, let's deal with a case that has 5 data values. All right, because there are 2 ways to find the median depending on the number of data values. Notice that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so 5 data values means that the number of data value is odd. N equals to 5. That is an odd number. So an odd number is actually easier if you have an odd number of data, because all you have to do is find the number in the middle after you have rearranged the data. So I'm going to start by rearranging them. 18, 19, 19, 27, and 28. Guess what? It's already rearranged, so I didn't have to do anything. So you can kind of clearly see that this is the number in the middle. Okay, there's 2 numbers to the left of it, and there's 2 numbers to the right of it. Therefore, that is the number in the middle. So the median is equal to 19. Okay, good. All right, so the question is, once you know the median, you can perhaps use that information to answer questions that are within reasons. For example, it is given that 1 ounce of potato chips is considered a small serving, which is the same thing as saying serving 1 person. Is it reasonable to budget $10.45 for 55 people? Well, we did find out that the median price per ounce of chip is 19 cents. And if we're given a budget of $10.45, let's see how many ounce we can purchase. So $10.45, divide that by 19. This is 19 cents, by the way. That means that we're able to purchase 55 ounce of potato chips. And remember that each ounce is a small serving. So is it reasonable to budget this amount of money to serve 55 people? And the answer is yes. Because if you budget this amount of money, then you can purchase approximately 55 ounces of chips, and that's enough to feed 55 people, since each person is going to consume 1 ounce. So the answer to this question is yes. Okay. All right. So the last note that I want to leave with you regarding the median is, notice that I gave you a pretty small amount of data, and it was pretty easy to compute the median depending on the number of data values. However, if you have thousands of data points, which is a very large number of data, then it is very inconvenient to list them all from, or to kind of go through the list and find either the middle value or the two middle value. The quicker way to do that is to have a formula to find the middle of the data set, and the position for the middle value can be found by taking the number of data points that you have, add one more to it, and then divide that by 2. See the next part of the video for our meet.